What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
It's Farrell, subprime hero.
And we are brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee podcast. And we have somebody that's come from beyond the pond and has made her way over here to lovely Lexington, Kentucky for this incredible Kain event that we are on day 3 of. And it is the one,
the only Max Farrell. Let's
Welcome
go
to the party.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
We're excited to have you here, for so many reasons. For one, I love that you're nervous about being on the show. I'm not trying to call you out, but it's a good thing. I feel this way every time I do a show, so never feel weird about that, right? You should. That means that you're doing something that's exciting you a little bit. So let's have some fun today. Let's do those things. But I'm also excited because of your company that you work with. They're amazing. And I'm also excited because I believe this is your first Kain event.
It is our first Kain event. Yeah, I've enjoyed it very much.
I'm glad. So what about this event has been special to you so far?
I think personally the connections that you make, and also as well the networking that you have here for all the connections you're making seems to be a little bit, it's not so structured on you as a vendor or you as the business. It's more a case of let's make good conversations, let's talk about solutions, let's build this together, and let's be together as basically we should be working together for the industry.
That's man, that's good. Yeah. That's strong. That's good
very
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
And you get the point of the whole event, and it's exactly the way it should feel and the way that it should flow and the way that the industry should be. There's a lot of other industries in this world right now that are already doing things like this, been doing things like this, collabing and making things together. You got companies like Microsoft working with another big company to make a good product for the consumer. It's our turn to do that, for our dealers, because that's who our consumers are, right? So as a vendor, we're helping all these dealers trying to grow, but yet we're fighting each other with our products instead of collabing to work together to make a product great for our customers. So that's great. And I'm glad that you see that. But that's what you all are doing over there. I love that. Snapcell's rocking and rolling, right?
Yeah.
Snapcell's doing it. Doing it. Yeah. Moving and grooving. Loved this little card that they have. This is it looks, if you can see it, y'all.
Let's see if I can turn that light down a little bit real quick, and then maybe it'll help.
Bam.
There you go.
Like a cell phone there.
That is cool.
And it has the cool little QR codes on the back.
Yeah.
I love this. This is pretty original to me. About the size of a cell phone. That's good stuff. Great idea. Love the presentation.
Perfect for your back pocket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly right.
So real quick, I mean, you all have noticed, and you probably heard it, the accent. Let me guess. Alabama.
it's a strong second.
Okay.
Very
close. So tell us a little bit where you're from.
So I'm actually not from Australia. I am from the UK, the west side of London. So across the pond.
Side of London.
We're actually an American-based business, though. So Snapcell was born and bred in Florida. So we are a Tampa-based business. But we saw a opening in the UK market, which we think would do really well in the US. And so that's the reason why we decided to bring SnapCell into the US market to help dealers out there have really good visual communications, especially this day and age with people, the TikTok era, right?
Yeah.
You know, people wanting to be able to see and feel and hear a bit like what we're doing now. Your personality, the trust and transparency that you be showing through your dealerships and bridging that gap from the dealership to the customer experience. So,
SnapCell.
Lovely.
He was
That's
waiting.
pretty
He's
awesome.
holding on
I was
to that.
waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Right, I know, Lou. You couldn't wait. Oh, snap.
So
So, yeah, I love that. It's true, though, you know, but it is. It's pretty amazing what you're doing, you know, and then with your accent, it just makes it sound even more amazing.
it does, and very, very smart.
You got a lovely
Definitely
accent,
sounds
so
smart.
it is.
Thank
but,
you so much.
But what you're talking about is true, and what's going on is real. And I love that you're talking about how this business can be through different borders. It works, right? And, and how it can grow. And I think that's just the beginning. I think it's just going to keep growing for you all as the years go by. You're going to see that there's more opportunities worldwide with what you have going on as the industry grows and as other countries start to really focus in on their automotive sales, because I think you're starting to see that in countries like Dubai right now. They're starting to look into automotive sales more, and other English speaking ones that I could think of. But you know, of course, there's a ton of other countries that don't speak English that sell cars too. So it's important, like South America, down in those countries, there's a lot of places that are going to be
I
opportunities.
tell you
for all
what's
of us.
really good about that, and what SnapCell's just released is it's not just a video product but a language pack. So what happens is you can be speaking in English, but you may have a Spanish customer, and we can do the subtitles, but they convert into the language of the customer that you are talking to. So funny you should bring that up, because
awesome.
it's also something that we can help with regards to, you know, that relationship building as well.
That's huge.
So we have in SnapCell, we have over 240 plus years of automotive experience combined in all of our teams that we have. So we have a lot of experience there. So when we're doing a strategy for anything we release, it's always about the experience, not just for the customer, but how it works into the process of the dealership as well. So we're trying to help support the processes in the dealership without forgetting the customer experience.
Right, and actually keeping the customer experience as central, right? It's all built around their experience. And what have you seen as far as the industry and the connection points where you guys are able to start collabing with people, starting to make different connections? What have you been seeing recently be some of the most pivotal connections that you've been able to make just here recently and at this event?
Well, I think, you know, obviously, if everyone wants to do the connections with the dealerships and the people that use us as well. So we do a lot of in our customer success, we do a lot of end user feedback. So that's really important to us. But we also do a lot of integrations. We have over 140 integrations with SnapCell. So we're quite agile with regards to who we connect with, because we want to make that experience, that process, a lot easier for you in the dealership, so that nothing's like left out.
Smooth.
Speaking of left out, so you got left out of the U.S. for a while, right? You had an entire visa situation. Tell us a little bit about that as you kicked off this fun adventure.
Okay, so SnapCell celebrated its 7th birthday just the other week, and
happy birthday!
Thank you very much. And so we celebrate our 7th, but we didn't really start coming into selling the product until about 2018. So obviously, then to be able to come and give us your all in the US, we have to get our E2 visa, because we need to have a visa to work here, obviously.
Sure.
So in December 2019, we were granted my E2 visa. By February, we're at NADA in Vegas. That was our second NADA. And then by March, we were cut out. The border wouldn't let us in. So basically we were stuck in the UK for a couple of years, building, trying to really engage people over Zoom and stuff like that. And so we were bridging that. And don't forget, there's a time difference, guys. So it was hard work for a couple of years. But that's what we've done. So we've managed to build that, and we've come out leaps and bounds, and we're obviously here more permanently now, situated in Tampa. So yeah, we're having a great time whilst we're doing it. So,
well, way to adapt. That's what solutionary
That's what a solutionary does all day long. That's a crazy story, but it's true. That can happen. But yet it didn't keep you guys from growing.
That's right.
It kept you moving. It just was a challenge that you were like, hey, how do we overcome it? Well, beautiful thing is it's 20, 23, 20, that range of technology, of adaptability, and being able to communicate in ways that we weren't able to at the speed that we're able to. But that time difference does make a huge difference. Just East Coast to West Coast of the United States makes a difference to people, let alone across the freaking pond, right? So that's amazing that you talk about that, because you guys are a day ahead just about. So it's like it's pretty crazy. Yeah, very near enough. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome being able to make it back in, right, and do what it is that you're doing here inside of the country. And the cool thing about even during that time is that everybody was kind of going through a similar situation of having to adapt to keep everything afloat, and not just keep it afloat, but to keep it advancing, keep building. I know that COVID was like gasoline on conversations for us. We had great opportunity to be able to connect to so many different people inside of the actual business day. Because when we first started doing the podcast, it was crazy late at night, doing interviews with people late into the evening. And of course, we were fitting it around our daily schedule because we were working in the dealership at the time. But being able to get car dealers on the phone in midday, that was impossible. That was impossible before then. But congratulations and kudos to you on being able to push through, get the company moving in the right direction, even though you had a little bit of limitations. That is a solutionary sister. That's how you do that.
One more over here.
And
we got Curtis DeGroot saying,
"What's up, Curtis?
Awesome!" Because you really are. You know, ever since the first time we ran into you here, your energy was just profound. That's why I was like, hey, I got a spot. You want to come join the show? And you're like, I'll do it. Yeah. And I love it because we almost pushed it off to another time. And then you're like, you know what? I'll just do it now. And I'm so glad you did, because look at the stuff that you've been talking about. The way that you've been bringing Snapcell to our audience, you know, that's something that's important, I think, that people need to hear about, and what you guys are doing. I mean, I saw what you guys were talking about inside there. Wow, it's a great product. And everybody was talking about it. It was like a vibe going on. It was really groovy. And I really like what you guys have in the product. So tell people a little bit about what one of the things that I noticed was the on stage when he was talking about the product, he said something about the service drive.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the service drive and how that works.
So basically, Snapcell is a visual communications tool, because we just sort of like stepped away from video, because I think people started to see it was just video, but it's actually a full visual solution for the dealership. So it's about being able to select proper stuff on your website to be able to make that come alive, but also as well when you're going through the whole department. So not just sales, service, but also finance, you know, these tricky situations that people find themselves in because they cannot understand maybe finance opportunities, or they don't understand, or maybe they're out of state and all of these things. So that helps bridge that gap. But then when it comes into service, the best thing about that is that people do not look under their cars. I don't know. Do you guys?
No, I don't.
Try to avoid it.
Listen,
I want to try to avoid it.
Do I got to?
Unless a ball ran underneath it and go reach for it or something.
So the first thing is what people think is they're going to take it in. Even if there's nothing wrong with your vehicle, you're going to take it in. And the first thing that goes through your mind is, what are they going to find? How much is it going to cost?
That's it.
When am I going to get my car back? It's precious to me, right? I need my vehicle for everyday stuff. So it goes into the service drive, and then you're waiting, and typically you would wait and just hear a service advisor call you up, and then maybe like explain a solution that they have been given secondhand, because obviously they're not the technician, they are the service advisor. I'm not taking any credit away from service advisors, by the way.
Absolutely not.
They do a very hard and very good job.
Yes.
However, what Snapcell allows them to do is to be able to visually see and help them do their job, right? So you've got the technician that creates the video, because they're the chef, right? They're the chef of the vehicle.
That's right.
And so you're going to trust them. So you can use your instruments and everything to really show off and visually see, and not only just see, but hear what is going on with your vehicle. So it enables them to be able to show that to the customer, and then the customer is like not just wowed, but can see it. So they're more likely to implement the upsell, because of not just the work that you've put into that vehicle, but also the upsell opportunities that you have as well, that they may think, oh, well, I can get that done another day. I'm going to take it away. You know, I go locally to the lube center or something like that, you know, so it gives them the opportunity to be able to sell on the spot. So you get an increase in price.
It does, you know, and it makes it feel real, not made up. Like that's the thing, like most people, especially women in the United States, they feel like mechanics or even anybody in automotive is going to try to take advantage of them because we don't know what's going on. Well, what's beautiful is now they can say, hey, look, here's what's going on with your tires. I love that visual. Here's your tire. Here's what the other one. It looks good here, but there's something going on here. We need to look at this. Is this something you want me to try to fix for you while I have it here? Guess what most people are going to say when they see it? Yes.
Oh, man.
When they don't see it, they just see it on paper. They're like, nah, I can wait till next time. But when it's there and they can see that there's a problem, actually a real problem going on, like, well, how much does it cost? That's the first thing they're going to say, how much does it cost to fix, right? And they're going to go, well, let me get an estimate. It's going to take this many hours, but whatever it is, we need to diagnose it all the way through still. We don't know why it's causing that. I think that's powerful.
That's trust and transparency.
That's the truest way of doing it, and it's real time, and it also gives the customer, like I said, once again, a feeling of it's really there. It's not like something you made up where you're going to act like you fixed something. Because I used to even have that where it's like, man, what if I bring a car in here and they tell me something's wrong? How do I really know if they actually fixed it or replaced it? Like they just said it is, and they here's some money, pay me.
Yeah.
But now you see it, you're like, okay, there's a difference.
We also have technicians that go in and then they just show the vehicle, even if there is no work to be done, because you're creating that trust element with customer retention, because that's what you want in this, in any business. You want people to keep coming back to you. So for them, they just do like a normal walk around just to say, hey, everything looks fine, everything looks good, and you've just opened up that trust liability, so that person is going to come back to you.
Boom.
Right. So Max, help me at this. I have this question just rolling around in the head right now. Okay, just considering salespeople, considering service techs, considering technicians, and the learning curve to this. I mean, I can hear a couple dealers on the other side, man. You are not gonna get my guy to do a video talking about what he's fixing on the car. You can have some of the just dug in the dirt mechanics that are just not going to do it. They don't want to do it. What is the learning curve like for most of the dealers that you've been able to help out?
Well, so metrics matter, right? So metrics matter,
always.
Right? So on the back end of SnapSell, we have really good reporting. We also have some brilliant dealerships out there that really support what SnapSell does as well. And they provide us with some data as well, so we can get some really good case studies and things like that. But the point is like when the first person, so if you are feeling like you're having a difficult time of getting your technicians to do something, the one person you want to focus on is the one that really wants to drive forward, the one that sees the benefit, the one that wants to earn the extra money, the one that goes, okay, I'm going to try this and just see how it works. Then they see the benefit of it. Then they see what they get back from it. And then everyone seems to follow suit. But we also have a really great support system in SnapSell. So our customer success team are just A-class. Like I'm just not blowing smoke, just because, I support them. But they will be there to help the managers to be able to do best user case scenarios, to have a look at we strategize with the dealers so that we're following your process, not just one process fits all, because we know every dealership runs differently.
It's a snowflake. And I always tell people, it's not even just the deal. It's even in, say, the same auto group. You could have an owner who owns 5 stores. Everyone's different. They're all different. There's different brands, different people, different processes, different struggles, different warranties, different banks. Everyone's different. So we got to understand that it cannot be uniform. It could be here's the foundation of it, and we just build around it, right? We make it for you. We customize off this foundation or whatever, but it has to be customized. If it's not customized anymore in today's world, if you're not customizing products for your customers, they're not going to like it. They're going to find out really quick that it doesn't work for what they have, or it works somewhat, but what about all this? It doesn't fit over here. So how do I fix that? We got to make those adjustments.
And the personalizing the communication, which is what SnapSell does, it enables you to be able to be personal to that customer, like you're talking to them without having them to be in the dealership.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So it enables them. And then when it comes in a nice template for your dealership, so it looks professional, you've got all the reporting metrics, you've got interactive buttons on there, you've got a map to your, there's so much to it. It's like a moving business card on your phone, and everyone obviously doesn't want to lose their phone, right? That is the one thing that everyone's got.
I agree with you 100%. Man, snap. Seriously, that is amazing stuff right there, and it's so true. And you're dropping some dimes over here, my friend.
Good stuff.
You need to do more of these types of shows. You definitely know what you're talking about, no doubt about it.
There's so much to be said about companies that are being innovative and moving things forward, and it's also something that I'm sure the end user, the customer, in the end, it's hard for them to go back to a dealer that doesn't do all that stuff. Once they have that experience, it's like, no, these are my guys. I don't want to do. What do you mean you don't have where I can see what you're doing on my car, right? When it's that evolution of the customer actually being able to see the service bay, like the windows that we have here. When they would build up a service lounge to where you can see inside, that was a level of transparency that gave customers some good warm and fuzzies, right? It kind of pacified a little bit of the hey, what is going on back there? That was one glimpse. That was one window into what is now something that they can all the way across the process have that. And man, that would be something hard to walk back from. And once they actually experience it like it's meant to be used, you guys are definitely locking in customers surely for life once they actually see it fully integrated. But it does take the people to do so. But and especially if you're going to maximize the opportunities that you have.
Snap
to sell. Well, car guys, car gals, we're so thankful for the opportunity to brew solutions with the best. thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us.
Appreciate it.
We want to make sure that the whole world does know that when considering Snapcell and our friend Max, that you do know whether or not she is, and we're telling you that she is 100% CGC approved. That's right.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
guys.
Welcome,
Thanks, everyone.
welcome.
Thank you.
And now that you have been CGC approved, we got to do one more thing, and that is to forgive, focus, fly,
F-bombs.
so that we can keep growing, dropping them F-bombs. So we wipe off the weight of
Wipe off the weight of
unforgiveness. We focus on who we can help and where we're going, and we
Fly.
stretch out and we fly
I like
and
that.
keep growing. You
Right.
ready? So
Okay,
on
gotta
three
count three.
together, nice and loud.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Forgive. Focus.
Fly.
And keep growing. Keep growing, y'all.
That's right. That's how you do that. Car guys, car gals. I'm Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And I'm Farrell, subprime hero.
And you've been Brewing Solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, live in lovely Lexington at the Kain Workshop with the one,
the only Max Farrell. Let's go.
Woo! And
Great show.
we got more brews coming to you. One more
One left.
And probably David Kain is going to get on this microphone. We can't wait to see you soon. Share it around, everybody. Love
Peace.
you. We out.